Good evening from a windy Stutler Bowl in southeast Denver. It's Ron Peterson's Eaglecrest Raptors against Mike Circo's Smoky Hill Buffaloes in Centennial League action on Amateur Sports Video. Hi everybody, I'm Dallas Davidson. I'll be calling the action tonight. Our videographer for Amateur Sports Video is Dave Reimer, and the executive producer of Amateur Sports Video is Eric Robinson. Smoky Hill will kick off to Eaglecrest. Smokey is the home team this evening in their red pants, red jerseys, and red helmets. Eaglecrest, the visiting Raptors, are in their white pants and jerseys and black helmets. And as you can see, the ball is blown off the tee. Strong wind blowing out of the south this evening as we have some weather blowing into the metro area. Eaglecrest comes in at 1-5. Smoky Hill is 3-3, and we get set to collide in the Centennial League Game of the Week on Amateur Sports Video. And there is the kick by Life Gibson. It is high and deep and well out of the end zone. And Eaglecrest will start from the 20-yard line. The Raptors come into this game off a loss last week to the Mullen Mustangs at De La Salle Stadium, losing 34-23. The Raptors are winless so far in Centennial League play, falling to Boulder, Cherry Creek, and Mullen. So here come the Raptors with Rob Pinterick, kind of a surprise starting at quarterback tonight. I formation. There's the give to the up back, and he's forward for good yardage. And across the 30 to the 30, about to the 35-yard line is Marcus Spivey for the Raptors. Smoky Hill comes into this game with a 3-3 record, 1-1 in Centennial League play. I formation now behind Rob Pinterick, starting in place of Trey Miller. There's the give to Damian Brown. He's over the 35 and stacked up at the 38-yard line. Jeremiah Monchak was in on the tackle for Smoky Hill. The Buffaloes come into this game off of a narrow win over Fairview last week in a rainy contest here at Stutler Bowl, defeating the Knights 7-6. Slot formation near side to give to the up back. He's got a hole. Marcus Spivey is across midfield and into Smoky Hill territory at the 42-yard line before he's finally dragged down there by Corey Hash, the 6'1", 180-pound senior, but it's a first down, Eaglecrest. Coming into this game, Damian Brown is among the leaders in Class 5A ball in rushing. This week he is ranked number 7 with 83 carries for 791 yards. Slot formation, left side, it's a give on the counter play. And carrying the ball was Nathan Szymanski from his slot back position. It's going to bring up second down.
Stopped by Josh White. And Bryce Brantley for Smoky Hill.
Todd Reed goes wide, far side, 2nd and 4 for the Raptors. Spivey gets the ball on the quick hitter. He's across to the 30-yard line. Good gain, and that's going to be very close to a first down. Kevin Runyon on the tackle for the Buffs. Reed comes out, and Andy Berard comes in for Eaglecrest. Going tonight with the second-string quarterback, Rob Pinterick, at quarterback. Szymanski in the slot right. Spivey and Brown behind Pinterick. Brown gets the ball off left tackle, cuts it back. He's got pretty good yardage, and then he's stacked up.
Damian Brown, the ball carrier.
A tackle by Josh Weiss again.
By number 5, Josh Weiss.
But it's good for a first.
Pickup of 5, second down and 5.
Excuse me, it'll be 2nd and 5 after the 5-yard gain. Corey Hash goes out for the Buffaloes. Reed splits out wide left. Szymanski in the slot. Spivey and Brown behind Pinterick. Pinterick gives to Brown across the middle. He powers forward for good yardage and finally stacked up by 4 Buffaloes. And he's finally knocked down, but he's going to be very close to a first down at about the 20-yard line. We would like to apologize to our viewers. Our videographer was relocated from the press box due to what we consider to be unprofessional behavior exhibited toward Amateur Sports Video by the Eaglecrest videographer. And so this unfavorable angle is due to that result, is the result of that actually. I formation now. Brown with the pitch, and he's dragged down by Kevin Runyon.
Damian Brown takes the pitch. Stopped by number 50,
and Sam Talene. Sam Talene goes both ways for Smokey Hill, offensive guard, and he plays defensive line as well. No gain, 2nd and 10. Eaglecrest driving after taking the opening kickoff. And moving, it's all been on the ground. The Spivey and Damian Brown and Nathan Szymanski. Szymanski's got it on the counter. That's one of their favorite plays. He cuts it back. He's got a big hole. He's close to the end zone and in for a touchdown. I believe it is a touchdown. Eaglecrest. The patented counter play to Nathan Szymanski, and it clicks for a touchdown for Eaglecrest. And the Raptors go on top, 6-0. Luke Rogers on for the extra point. Pinterick usually does the holding, and he's on again tonight. The snap, the kick is up, and it is good, and Eaglecrest goes on top quickly, 7-0 over the homestanding Buffaloes on Amateur Sports Video. Rogers sets the kick off into a stiff breeze. He kicks it along the ground. It's going to be hard to handle, but it's taken there by Jason Mostek. He comes near side, gets hit, escapes the tackle, and then moves forward. Finally dragged down there by Tyson Golding, the ever-active Tyson Golding.
Stopped by number 50, Tyson Golding.
So Smokey Hill will take over for the first time offensively this evening from their own 27-yard line. From this angle, it is a little difficult to precisely place the ball sometimes on the field because of the flat angle. Single back set, and the give is up the middle, and good yardage as Chris Nichols bursting over the 40 to the 44-yard line, where he's finally hit down by Trey Miller, who is in there on defense but not starting on quarterback. There could be any number of reasons why Trey Miller is not starting at quarterback. Could be a disciplinary thing. He appears to be okay physically. So Smokey Hill with a first down by Chris Nichols. Kenton Pratt goes out now for the Buffaloes. Scott Green splits out wide right. I formation. Smock is hit. He fumbles. It's going to be picked up by the Raptors. And coming up with the loose ball was Jasper Armstrong. Wes Smock was hit immediately and fumbled. And Eaglecrest is going to take over at about the 31-yard line. We're going to set it down at about the 32 now. So there's the first turnover of the game, and it's by Smokey Hill. And it gives Eaglecrest excellent field position with the Raptors already up 7-0 in the early going here in the first period. Spivey and Brown behind Pinterick. The Raptors set. The give to Brown on the delay, and he's stacked up by Gary Fromey. Good penetration, along with Kevin Runyon for the Buffaloes. It'll be 2nd and about 10 for Eaglecrest. Slot formation near side. Pinterick fakes, gives to Szymanski on the counter play, and it's stacked up there by Chad Kelly on a nice tackle. And it's going to be 2nd and about 9. 2nd and really about 10. No gain. Szymanski in the slot. Pinterick will see if he'll throw it up, but he's got a stiff wind to throw into. He gives to the up back, Marcus Spivey, and he's going to be stopped short of the first down at about the 27-yard line. Josh Weiss in there along with Jeremiah Monchak for Smokey. So it will be 4th and about 6. Eaglecrest is going to go for it, leading 7-0 here early first quarter. Slot formation near side. Pinterick gives to Szymanski on the counter. He's got blocking. He's at the 25. He's at the 20. He's hit, drives through Kareem Stoudenmeyer's tackle, and he's down inside the 10-yard line. And Szymanski is down on the field, and we'll take timeout while he's attended to. This is Amateur Sports Video. Eaglecrest takes over with the first down. It appears at about the 16-yard line. Damian Brown cuts it back. He's still on his feet. spinning out of a tackle, spinning through another one, and powering into the end zone for a touchdown for Eaglecrest is Damian Brown on a spectacular cutback run through the heart of the Smokey defense, and he just shredded it for Eaglecrest's second touchdown here in the early portion of the game. And the Raptors having it all their way now. Luke Rogers on for the extra point. Pinteric sets to hold. The snap, the kick is up, and it is good, and Eaglecrest goes on top 14-0 in first quarter action in Centennial League football on Amateur Sports Video. Luke Rogers is set to kick off to Smokey Hill. Eaglecrest capitalized on the fumble, and it's a short kick, and it's taken immediately covered there at the 45-yard line as Rogers, choosing to kick the ball along the ground, was covered there by James Wagley for Smokey Hill. And the Buffs will take over and try to keep their hands on the ball this time as they dropped it and turned it over to Eaglecrest on their first offensive series. And now Smokey Hill will huddle up again. I formation behind Wes Smock. And it looks like somebody jumped on the Eaglecrest side of the ball. It's a dead ball foul against Eaglecrest, offside. It will be 1st and 5, Smokey Hill. Kenton Pratt and Chris Nichols start tonight behind Wes Smock in the Smokey Hill backfield. Scott Green goes wide right. He may not have caught a ball all year. It's a lonely job out there Scott Green's got in this formation. And the ball's on the ground again. There's a fumble. It's fought for. They're still stacking up there. We can't say yet who's got it. Brian Short gets off the bottom of the pile. The Smokey Hill center, he also comes up limping. It looks like Brian Short recovered it, but he's favoring an ankle as he comes back to the huddle. There was a gain of about 2 or 3 on the play. Here comes Short out, and he is noticeably limping. Second down for Smokey Hill from the Eaglecrest 48. And the give to Pratt, and he's got good yardage over the middle. He's hit down by Bo Rogers as he drives into down to the Eaglecrest 40-yard line, and it's first down, Smokey Hill. Doesn't matter. Piled up at the 40-yard line. The ball comes loose, but they're calling it down. Is Andrew Pfeiffer, returning to the Smokey Hill lineup this week. And he's down at the 40-yard line.
Stopped by 99 Ben Jordan.
So here come the Buffaloes. Second down. Single back set behind Wes Smock. He gives, and straight ahead for good yardage. And driving forward, I believe, is Kenton Pratt. It's Chris Nichols. And he's down to the 34-yard line of Eaglecrest, and it's good for a first down. So here come the Buffaloes, 1st and 10, single back set, slot formation. Wes Smock under center, long snap count, gives to the tailback, and it's Nichols, bounces off a tackle and moves forward. He's dragged down in the secondary by Trey Miller on a nice tackle. Chris Nichols running well at halfback tonight for Smokey. That's going to be good for a first down for Smokey Hill. They trail Eaglecrest 14-0 early here in the first quarter, in the first half rather. I formation now behind West Smock. There's the give to the tailback. It's Kenton Pratt, and he's got good yardage. Moving forward and dragged down by Tyson Goulding after a good gain at the 21-yard line.
Stop by number 50, Tyson Goulding.
And it's going to be second down and about 3. Nice run by Pratt, and you can see the jerseys flapping in the wind here at Stutler Bowl. The team that's heading north here is going to have a big advantage in terms of wind. West Smock under center. And he gives it the tailback and hit immediately and straightened up was Andrew Pfeiffer, Jasper Armstrong, and Ben Jordan, the 2 defensive linemen for Eaglecrest, with the first contact and a big hit and a loss of about 1 on the play for Smokey Hill.
Loss of 1 on the play. 3rd down and 4 for Smokey Hill.
So 3rd and 4 for Smokey Hill. They try to get on the board here in the first quarter, trailing 14-0, and we have a referee's timeout, an equipment problem, and we'll take timeout too. Smokey Hill lines up, and there's a little confusion on offense, and we're going to have a timeout called there by Dave Briggs, the tight end. We're ready to go again. 3-back set for Smokey Hill. 3rd and 4. There's the give to Kenton Pratt, and he's got the 19-yard line, but no more before he's driven back. I think it was Jeremy Samuelson and Bo Rogers. Excuse me, Solomon Hillman. Check that. That was Kevin Widmer on the tackle. So 4th down and about 2 for Smokey Hill. Brian Short still favoring that ankle. He's still playing. 3-back set. Pfeiffer at tailback. We had some motion in the backfield. Pfeiffer goes straight ahead over to the 20. He's hit immediately by Jasper Armstrong. Also in there was Tyson Goulding and Bo Rogers. And it's illegal motion against Smokey Hill, and that, of course, will be declined. And Eaglecrest is going to get the ball here, I believe. So the Raptors stuff Smokey Hill on their first scoring thread of the first half, and they take over 1st and 10 on the 20. Terrell Cameron in the slot. Spivey and Damian Brown behind Rob Pinterick. Pinterick fakes the pitch, gives to Cameron on the counter, walks out of a tackle, and then he's dragged down by Kevin Runyon. Gain of about 2 to the 22-yard line. Todd Reed comes out. 2nd and about 8 for Eaglecrest.
Pickup of 3, 2nd down and 7.
High formation. Spivey and Brown behind Pinterick. And the give to Spivey straight ahead, and he's got short yardage. Damian Brown, as we said, is the 7th rated rusher in the state in Class 5A ball. He averages 9.5 yards a carry, and he has 7 touchdowns on the year. The leading rusher, of course, is Kevin McDougall of Arvada West, and we have a timeout, Smokey Hill. Here come the Raptors. 3rd down from the 25-yard line, and we've got motion. We had movement on the Eaglecrest offensive line. I think we're going to have illegal procedure against the Raptors. It is illegal procedure against Eaglecrest.
Illegal procedure called against the Raptors.
Kevin McDougall of Arvada West has racked up 1,125 yards rushing for a 9.8 yard per carry average and 10 touchdowns. So McDougall is now over 1,000 yards for the year, as is Close of Pomona, the only 2,000-yard rushers so far in 5A ball. 3rd and 9. There's the give on the counter. Terrell Cameron. He needs a block. He's got to get by Chad Kelly. He fakes him to the inside and gets the corner, and he's finally driven out of bounds by Kareem Stoudenmeyer. Chad Kelly was closing on Terrell Cameron, but Cameron gave him a terrific shoulder fake, and he got the corner, and it was up to Stoudenmeyer to drive him out at the 42, and it's a 1st down, Eaglecrest. First quarter has been all Eaglecrest here at Stutler Bowl. They took the opening kickoff and drove 80 yards for the touchdown, and then they took a fumble from about the Smoky Hill 32-yard line and capitalized on an 18-yard run by Damian Brown. I formation, first down. Spivey is ahead for only about a yard.
24 Marcus Spivey, the ball carrier. Stopped by Don Austin, number 87. John Davis, number 3, also in on the play.
Jeremiah Monchak made the tackle, and that is the end of the first quarter. Eaglecrest leading 14-0. Got a little confusion. The officials are checking something out with the Smoky Hill bench, and now they're conferring with each other. Now the referee comes back out. Look at some more. Well, now we're ready to go. We'll try to update you on some of the other statistical leaders around the Centennial League and 5A ball as the game progresses. I formation, first play of the second quarter, and the give is to Damian Brown. He's forward for good yardage. He's at the 45, the 40, still pounding forward. At the 30, at the 25, and Zach Weimer finally collars Damian Brown. But not until Brown is at the Smoky Hill 23-yard line. Beautiful run by Damian Brown, and that is a demonstration of why Damian Brown averages 9.5 yards every time he touches the ball. First down, Eaglecrest. Brown and Spivey set behind Pinteric. We have not seen Trey Miller at quarterback this evening. Cameron in the slot. Pinteric gives to Cameron on the crossbuck, and he's dragged down by Robert Martin and Chad Kelly at about the 20-yard line. Eaglecrest loves to run that kind of counter trap play, either to Terrell Cameron or Nathan Szymanski. It's a misdirection play, and it's worked very well for Eaglecrest. Not only this evening, but throughout the year. We've seen the Raptors a couple of times this year. I formation from the 20. Pinteric gives to Damian Brown. He's through a hole and down to the 15-yard line.
Damian Brown on the carry.
Wind continuing to blow here at Stutler Bowl. Fortunately, no threat of rain yet, which would seriously impair our ability to do this game since we are unprotected. Raptors come out from the 15-yard line. I formation behind Pinteric. And Pinteric looks to throw, and it's complete. Terrell Cameron shakes a tackle across the 5 and into the end zone. Touchdown, Eaglecrest, as Pinteric hits Terrell Cameron for a 15-yard touchdown pass, and the Raptors go up 20-0 in the second quarter. The extra point attempt now. Luke Rogers is on for the kick. Pinteric with the hold. The snap is low, but the kick is up, and it is good. That favoring wind helping Luke Rogers, and the Raptors are on top, 21-0 in Centennial League action on Amateur Sports Video. Set to kick off now. This one should go out of the end zone with this strong wind blowing out of the south. Rogers sets to kick. And this one is high and carrying down to about the 4-yard line, and somebody's going to have to deal with it down there. It's finally picked up. I think it's R.J. Cordova. He's still moving forward, but he was out of bounds. He muffed the ball at the 4-yard line. Eaglecrest choosing, since they had the wind, to float the ball up in the air. Rogers couldn't get it in the end zone, but the result is even better for Eaglecrest, as Smoky Hill with the muffed kick is going to take over from about the 11-yard line. Little break in the action here. Looking around Class 5A ball, look at the rankings for this week. Boulder is the #1 ranked team, the undefeated Boulder Panthers at 6-0. Cherry Creek is #2 at 5-1. Overland Trailblazers have moved up to 3 at 3-2, and Bear Creek holds down the #4 spot. 1st and 10, Smoky Hill. They go straight ahead, and shaking tackles is Kenton Pratt. and it appears he's out to about the 10-yard line. So the spot was actually about the 8. It looks like about a 3-yard gain for Pratt. Number 5 this week are the resurgent Montbello Warriors at 5-1. I formation. There's the give to the tailback Pfeiffer. He's got good yardage. He's at the 15. He's at the 20. Shakes tackles. 25, 28-yard line, and a first down. Smokey Hill. And that is the kind of running that Andrew Pfeiffer is capable of. But he's been an inconsistent performer this year for Smokey Hill. He's had some terrific games. We've seen him return a punt for a touchdown this year. He's shown excellent cutback running, excellent speed, and excellent strength. But sometimes he's inconsistent. He has a tendency sometimes to search a little too long for the hole, and he's missed a couple of games. First and 10, 28-yard line for the Buffaloes. They keep it on the ground. Kenton Pratt is out to the 29 and stacked up, and the wind really no factor for Smokey Hill, as the Buffaloes rarely throw the ball. Have no real passing game to speak of. So they're reliant on the running of Andrew Pfeiffer, Kenton Pratt, R.J. Cordova, and Chris Nichols, and of course quarterback Wes Smock. The Buffaloes have simplified their offensive game plan as the year has progressed. They came out against Aurora Central in the first game of the year in a wishbone. 2nd and 9 now. Nichols sets behind Smock. There's the counter to Prather Richards, and good pursuit by Eaglecrest. 3 or 4 tacklers breaking into the backfield, and Richards is finally dragged down for a loss. On the counter, he just kept getting hit by a succession of Raptors who really were all over him. Excellent pursuit to the ball that time. It's going to be 3rd and about 9 for Smokey Hill. They're saying Smokey Hill fumbled, I believe it was 5 times in a loss to Aurora Central in the opening game of the year. They bounced back to defeat Gateway 27-7 in the next game with the simplified offensive set. 3rd down now. Smock looks to throw over the middle. It's intercepted by Trey Miller at the 40. At the 35, he's hit by Kenton Pratt and dragged down at the 35-yard line. Trey Miller on the interception of Wes Smock, and that is the 2nd turnover of the evening for the Buffaloes, who have fumbled it away once, and now the interception by Trey Miller. So here come the Raptors, already leading 21-0, threatening to put this one away early. Pinteric, there's the pitch, and it's going to be an end around. Coming this side is Andy Berard. He's at the 40. He needs a block, the 35 to 30, but he's dragged down. Pretty good pursuit over there by Chad Kelly, Tony Sechrist, and Chad Kelly.
Number 2, Andy Berard
on Berard, and so that only goes forward for about 5 yards. A lot of noise from the sideline, but only about a 5-yard gain when all is said and done. And we have a flag on the play. And we have an injured Buffalo player, but we're ready to go again. From the 30, there's the fake pitch, the counter to Cameron. Escapes tackles, moving forward to the 20, still driving forward as the Buffaloes resorting to a lot of arm tackling here against Eaglecrest, and it's killing them as Terrell Cameron just plows through some of those arm tackles to give Eaglecrest a first down at the 12. Damian Brown has accounted for a touchdown run this evening, and that should give him 8 on the year. One of the leaders in scoring in the state, in 5A ball at least. I formation, 1st and 10 from the 13. The give to the up back. There's a huge hole. Driving forward to the 5, to the 3, to the 2. Marcus Spivey bowling over would-be tacklers and ripping off yardage. It's going to be 1st and goal, I believe. It is 1st down and goal, Eaglecrest, at the Smokey Hill 2-yard line. There are a number of players tied with 8 touchdowns in 5A ball. The leader in scoring in the state is Pfeiffer of Arvada with 13 touchdowns. I formation, 1st and goal, Damian Brown and Marcus Spivey. Brown's got it. He's forward. He's stacked up by Sechrist and Kelly. and Wagley and Runyon. No signal yet, and he's going to be short of a touchdown.
46 James Wagley made his down for Smokey Hill.
So it will be 2nd and goal. Eaglecrest having it all their own way with Smokey Hill this evening. Cameron, Brown, and Spivey behind Pinteric. Pinteric goes straight ahead. He's got a pretty good push from the offensive front, and he's in for a touchdown. Rob Pinteric on the 1-yard keeper. So Eaglecrest now out to a commanding 27-0 lead over Smokey Hill. This is a scenario all too familiar to Smokey Hill supporters. They saw the same kind of thing happen against Overland 2 weeks ago. High snap. The kick is up though, and it is no good. It is wide right. So the kick fails, and Eaglecrest will stay ahead of Smokey Hill 27-0 in Centennial League action on Amateur Sports Video. Set to kick off. Eaglecrest now with a commanding lead. Smokey Hill has yet to generate any offense. The ball hits down and caroms into the end zone and across the end line, and Smokey Hill will come out to the 20. 1st and 10 Buffaloes. Nichols single set behind Wes Smock. Smock gives to Nichols across the middle for 3 yards, and this is the problem with the Smokey Hill offensive game plan. It's made manifest with a rushing attack when you're down 27-0 and you have no real passing game. It's an awful steep hill to climb to get back in the game. 2nd and 7, Smokey Hill. Brian Short continues to limp, and he continues to play. So you've got to hand it to him. Pretty gutty effort by Brian Short. Smock fakes, and he gives it on the counter, and getting a block is Andrew Pfeiffer, and then gang tackled at the 25-yard line. Trey Miller in there taking it out on Andrew Pfeiffer. So that will bring up 3rd and 7 for Smokey Hill. It's been a tough year for the Buffaloes, but no tougher than last year where they went 1-9. They've already tripled that win total for the year. They're 3-3. They're an even 500 coming into this game. Although they are 1-1 in Centennial League play, they have fallen to Overland 48-15 and defeating Fairview 7-6. I formation. Smokey Hill. Smock rolls left side, and it's out to Richards, and he's decked immediately on a big hit in there by Milo Haynes for the Raptors. And Richards is still on the ground, and he is shaken up. And the referees take timeout for Prather Richards, and Smokey Hill will be forced to kick. Ryan Spear sets. See how far this one goes, and it is off the side of his foot, near side. That may be the worst punt I've seen all year from Ryan Spear, who has had some terrific games kicking. But it was a high snap into a brutal wind, and it only comes out, I believe, about 8 yards to the 32-yard line. And Eaglecrest just getting all the breaks here at Stutler Bowl tonight against an overmatched Smokey Hill squad. The Buffaloes have just been an up-and-down team this year. About every other week they come out and play well. I formation. Pinteric gives into the middle, and Damian Brown tiptoes into a tackle by John Davis. Damian looked like he didn't really want the ball on that play, like give it to somebody else. But he's the one who wound up with it, and he stopped for no gain.
Pickup of 1, 2nd down and 9.
Well, via the generosity of the PA announcer, he's giving Damian Brown 1. So will we. It's 2nd and 9. Pinteric still has the ball. He fakes it. It's complete on the near side to the tight end. That's Mark Moon, I believe it is. Nice hands shown by Moon, and some pretty good deception by Rob Pinteric, hiding the ball. And he hits Moon for a first down. Eaglecrest just doing whatever they want to a normally staunch Smokey Hill defense. This defense has kept the Buffs in a lot of games this year. And there's a couple of fakes inside. Terrell Cameron's got it. He's going to be stacked up for no gain finally. Tony Sechrist, Kevin Runyon, and Chad Kelly, John Davis rather, combined to bring him down for about a 1-yard loss. Late second quarter action. 2nd and 12. Eaglecrest, they lead 27-0. Pinteric gives Cameron counterplay. He's at the 12, he's at the 10, and stacked up. It's going to bring up 3rd and about 6. As he's dragged down at about the 12-yard line, actually. Make it about 3rd and 4. Hard to see the chains from on the far side there. It looks like the far chain is at about the 6-yard line, maybe the 7.
Ball's placed at the 10, 3rd down and 4.
Cameron in the slot, near side, I formation. Behind Pinteric, he's gone all the way. They give to the up back. Spivey, he's hit by Gary Fromey immediately, along with Jeremiah Monchak and Chad Kelly and Gary Fromey off the bottom of the pile. Those round targets you see on the other side are archery targets, just over the heads of the Smoky Hill defense. May have some Smoky Hill supporters unload the archery equipment on their Buffaloes if they can't stop Eaglecrest here. And we've got a timeout. Eaglecrest on the field with the Raptors leading 27-0, 2:22 remaining first half. I formation, 3rd and about 4. And here's the pitch to Damian Brown. He's ahead for pretty good yardage, and it's going to be very close. I think he's got it. He's down to about the 5.5-yard line. Robert Martin made the stop, but not until Damian Brown had picked up another first down. Eaglecrest. Todd Reed comes on for the Raptors.
First and goal at the 5.
I formation, 1st and goal from the 5. Damian Brown at tailback. Pinteric gives to Damian Brown straight ahead. He's got a pretty good hole, and he's down to about the 1. Now, Smoky Hill has just been no match for the Eaglecrest backs or the Eaglecrest blocking this evening.
Gain of 4 for the Raptors.
This is, of course, a team that went undefeated last year and were the 5A champions. No disgrace to get beaten by Eaglecrest. Eaglecrest had a pretty tough match against Cherry Creek. They were in the game until late in the 4th quarter. I formation, Pinteric going straight ahead. He's got a big push, and he is in for a touchdown, Eaglecrest. Luke Rogers will come on for the extra point. Eaglecrest now up 33-0. The snap and the kick is up, and it is good. So Eaglecrest goes up 34-0 on Amateur Sports Video. You can see the clock here at Stutler Bowl in the October evening. 34-0. The kick is fairly high, but not very, well, it is fairly deep. It goes to the goal line. Prather Richards didn't want to field it. And it will come out to the 20-yard line. We'll see what Smoky Hill can do with less than a minute and a half remaining first half. Back in the I formation, Kenton Pratt and Andrew Pfeiffer. The give to Pfeiffer, he's got a hole, dances around, and then squirts forward to the 26-yard line. That was a trademark Andrew Pfeiffer run. He looked at the hole, decided he didn't like exactly where it was, cut back to the inside, looked like he was stopped, and then wiggled his way forward for about a 4-yard gain.
51, Kevin Whitner.
Pfeiffer is more of a slashing type runner. He doesn't barrel into a hole. He kind of picks his spots and then slashes through there. You rarely get a real good head-on shot at Andrew Pfeiffer. Kenton Pratt sets behind Smock. He's hit immediately on a big stick in there by Terrell Cameron. And Eaglecrest wants a timeout. The referee indicates that it is so. third down and about 6 for Smokey Hill. Smock under center. The pitch far side to Kenton Pratt. Escapes a few tackles and then struggles forward to the 30, and I think he's going to have a first down. Pretty good threading his way through defenders behind the blocking out there of Ray Young, the left tackle. And we may have a measurement. Nope, there's the indication. First down, Smokey Hill. Time running out in the first half as the referee winds the clock. Don't look to see Smokey Hill do anything too spectacular here. They don't have much in the spectacular category offensively. It's been pretty much Andrew Pfeiffer this year for the big plays. There's the give to the tailback, and he's forward over the left side. There's a fumble on the play. Ball comes loose. Jasper Armstrong thinks the Raptors have it, and so do the officials. So a turnover late in the first half. That's the second fumble of the first half by Smokey Hill. Something they can ill afford to do. Already trailing 34-0. But nonetheless, there it is. And Eaglecrest is threatening to go ahead by 40 points in the first half. Good grief. We've got trouble at Stutler Bowl for the Smokey Hill Buffaloes. Now we've got confusion. Oh, and the time has run out in the first half. So it was all Eaglecrest, and the Raptors lead 34-0. We'll be back for second half action on Amateur Sports Video. Eaglecrest sets to kick off as we begin second half action at Stutler Bowl. Centennial League football coming to you on Amateur Sports Video. There's the kick. It's received by R.J. Cordova to the 10, to the 15, to the 20, to the 25. Showing some good speed and out to the 33-yard line. And I continue to be confused as to why R.J. Cordova does not get the ball more in the Smokey Hill offense. He has shown all year he's got good speed and good instincts, and he just doesn't get any playing time. And I'm not happy about it. Not that that matters. But you wonder, when you're down 34-0, why R.J. Cordova isn't in the game. Because that's where we stand. The Eaglecrest Raptors are leading the Smokey Hill Buffaloes 34-0. I formation behind Wes Smock. There's a flag down. We've got some on the first offensive play of the second half. And it's a legal procedure against the Buffaloes, and what else can go wrong? Recapping some of the scoring in the first half. Damian Brown had one 16-yard touchdown run. These are unofficial, of course. One 15-yard touchdown pass from Rob Pinterick to Terrell Cameron. And then two 1-yard touchdown runs by Rob Pinterick himself, accounting for 4 of the Eaglecrest touchdowns. First and 15, there's the give to Andrew Pfeiffer, and he's across to close to the original line of scrimmage. He's taken down at about the 33-yard line, gain of about 6. Second and 9, Smokey Hill. Boulder leads Centennial League with a 2-0 mark. Overland is second, also at 2-0. Cherry Creek is 2-1. Their only defeat of the year coming at the hands of Boulder last week. And Mullen is also 2-1. Smokey Hill is 1-1. Fairview and Eaglecrest are winless. Straight ahead, running. And that's R.J. Cordova in the game. And he's forward for about 1.5 yards. It is going to be third and about 7 for Smokey Hill. Montbello is leading the Denver Prep Conference with a 5-0 mark. Kennedy and TJ and Manuel are all at 4-1. East is 3-2, North is 2-3, South and West and Washington at 1-4, and Lincoln is winless at 0-5. Smock, quick drop, looks to pass. It's complete at the 50, at the 40. David Briggs breaking away at the 30 and dragged down at the 23-yard line is David Briggs. Wes Smock with a 2-step drop hit David Briggs streaking up the far sideline. And that is the first sign of life we have seen offensively out of Smokey Hill all night. Unfortunately, it may be a little too late. Even though we're early in the third quarter, the Buffs are down 34-zip. But a nice play nonetheless as Wes Smock hits David Briggs.
First down for the Buffaloes at the 22.
From the 22-yard line, 1st and 10, Smokey Hill. Scott Green, the invisible man, goes wide left. Excuse me, that's Cable Daunt. Andrew Pfeiffer with the carry, and he's across the 20 down to the 18-yard line. The PA announcer here persists in calling Andrew Pfeiffer Drew Pfeiffer. He may indeed go by Drew, but on the roster his name's Andrew. It'll be 2nd and about 6. Smokey Hill. Cable Daunt is number 24. He is in at a wideout. Andrew Pfeiffer and Pratt set behind Smock. The give to Pfeiffer, straight ahead. Pretty good hole, and he stopped in there by Trey Miller.
Trey Miller, number 3 on the tackle.
It'll bring up 3rd down, Smokey Hill, and we'll check the yardage.
3rd down and 3.
3rd and 3 from about the 16-yard line. Scott Green comes near side. Chris Nichols is in the slot, or I believe what they call the X-back position. Smock under center. And we have a flag on the play. So hold everything. Offside, Eaglecrest, and kind of hobbling out of the game there. And we've got a fumble on the play, and Jasper Armstrong is all over it. Back at the 23-yard line. Another Smokey Hill turnover just when it looked like the Buffaloes were going to go in for their first score of the evening. That is the 3rd fumble and the 4th turnover for Smokey Hill. Eaglecrest will take over from the 23-yard line. 1st and 10, Raptors. Pinteric looks to pass. Good ball fake over the middle, complete to Mark Moon at the 30. Stiff arms Andrew Pfeiffer to the 40 and hit out of bounds by Chad Kelly on the near side here. And the Raptor crowd really whooping it up on the sideline as they're beating up on the hapless Smokey Hill Buffaloes here. Questionable whether they can do that to too many other Centennial League teams to the extent that they've experienced success here tonight. We saw Eaglecrest get pummeled by the Boulder Panthers on the road. Rob Pinteric drops the pass. Excellent protection. He's throwing it deep up the far side. It's incomplete. Going out there to Nathan Szymanski. It'll be 2nd and 10. But the Raptors have had the formula for success tonight against Smokey Hill as they've stifled every Smokey Hill threat, of which we've only seen a couple. I formation. Cameron in the slot. Pinteric looks, pops, throws. It's incomplete. Tony Sechrist on the coverage out there. He was on Andy Berard. It'll be 3rd and 10.
Broken up by Tony Sechrist.
Even if Smokey Hill should stop Eaglecrest here, it would be a simple thing for Eaglecrest to kick the ball deep into Smokey Hill territory because of the strong wind that continues to blow here. I formation behind Pinteric. He drops the pass. He's got a big rush. He doesn't mind because it's a screen to Marcus Spivey at the 50, the 45. Driven out by Pfeiffer and John Davis at the Smokey Hill 43-yard line. Well executed and well conceived play, and it's a 1st down, Eaglecrest.
24, Marcus Spivey. 3rd down and 10 at the 44.
Well, the PA announcer decides it's 3rd and 10, but it is 1st and 10 from the 44. Pinteric drops the pass. He's got time, and incomplete to Terrell Cameron. So Eaglecrest is up 34-0, and they're
Incomplete.
throwing the ball deep on Smokey Hill. You kind of wonder if they're looking to run up the score here at this point. You don't usually throw the ball deep on a team when you're already whooping them by 5 touchdowns, but Anything goes. Andy Berard goes far side. Power eye set. Pinteric with the ball fake. He's rolling it out right side. He tucks it under. He's at the 40, 35. Runs through a tackle, the 30 to the 27. He ran right over Bryce Brantley there at the 30. Pinteric is a big guy. He goes 6'3" and 190, and he's only a junior. And since the season is essentially shot for Eaglecrest, I mean, they're winless in Centennial League play. They essentially have no chance of making the playoffs. Maybe Rob Pinteric is the quarterback of the future here, and they want to give him some time. Pinteric with the ball fake to Terrell Cameron, and he is stuck by Robert Martin on a big hit in the middle. For all, Trey Miller is a senior, and Pinteric is a junior, and this may be pretty good thinking by the Eaglecrest coaching to get Rob Pinteric some snaps. He's got that big, rangy size. He's got a pretty good arm. There's no question that he has played well tonight. I formation. Pinteric drops the pass. He's got a lot of heat. Throws over the middle, complete to Cameron. He's got room. He's at the 10. He's at the 5, and in for a touchdown is Terrell Cameron on a terrific recognition by Rob Pinteric. That's going to go as a 16-yard touchdown pass from Rob Pinteric to Terrell Cameron. And the Raptors go up 40-0 over Smokey Hill. Extra point attempt now by Luke Rogers out of the hold of Rob Pinteric. The snap, the kick is up, and the kick is good. So the 16-yard touchdown pass puts the Raptors on top 40-0. This is Centennial League action on Amateur Sports Video. Ball blowing off the tee. The wind continues to blow here at the Stutler Bowl. So Rob Pinteric has been involved either passing or running on 4 touchdowns tonight. That is the second touchdown reception by Terrell Cameron this evening. 41-0. Eaglecrest leading Smokey Hill. Here are the Buffaloes ready to go. There's the give on the far side and turning out to the 22-yard line. Try to check the back. I think it was Andrew Pfeiffer. 41-0. Eaglecrest leading Smokey Hill.
Second down and 8.
Keep that camera warm. It's coming.
High formation behind Wes Smock. He's gone all the way at quarterback. He's got Pratt and Pfeiffer behind him. There we go. There's the give up the middle and a big hole and across the 30 to the 32-yard line.
Drew Pfeiffer is the ball carrier.
It is Andrew Pfeiffer.
Justin Shepard, number 7.
We apologize. We're having a little technical difficulties on our focusing. Nonetheless, it's a first down, Smokey Hill at the 31-yard line. Andrew Pfeiffer on a nice carry up the middle. We've got a replacement in at center. Brian Short is out of the game, and that is Jason Sundstrom in at center. There's the give to the tailback. Pfeiffer hits into the middle. He's stacked up by Ben Jordan and a flock of other Raptors. Jason Sundstrom in at center now is a 5'10", 230-pound junior.
Pfeiffer picked up 3 yards on the play.
2nd and 7. Smokey Hill trailing 41-0. David Briggs at tight end. Smock under center. Smock gives to Pfeiffer, and he is stacked up, and it's going to be a loss on the play, I believe. Well, he might have fallen forward to about the 34-yard line for a short game.
Jeff Armstrong, 94, makes the stop.
3rd and a long 6 for Smokey Hill.
Third down and 6 for the Bucks.
A tough night for conditions here at Stutler Bowl. We've had a dickens of a time securing our camera here where we were forced to relocate to, and we apologize for any inconvenience or any aesthetic problems. Big rush on Wes Smock, and he is buried on a huge rush by Kevin Widmer, who just came pouring through on Wes Smock and just buried him. And Smokey Hill will have to kick into this fierce wind again. Ryan Spear comes on to kick. He stands at his own 12-yard line. His first kick was only about an 8-yard punt. There's the snap. It's pretty good. There's a kick, and it's excellent. It's high and carrying on to the far side and out of bounds. That's not a bad choice to try to kick it out of bounds away from Trey Miller. He's a very dangerous runner. It is going to be marked out at the 47. Here's Damian Brown straight ahead, walking out of numerous tackles. The 45, the 40, breaks into the clear. 35, 30, the 20, the 10, and strolling into the end zone is Damian Brown on a classic cutback run with Buffalo defenders strewn behind him in his wake.
Go for 56.
Unofficially,
Don't stop now, Peterson.
that is going to be a 47-yard run by Damian Brown, shredding the Smoky Hill defense for the second touchdown of the third period. The extra point attempt now by Luke Rogers. The snap is bobbled. It's rolling around on the ground. It's covered, and Tony Seacrest pins Rob Pinterick down there, and it is no good. So the score stands Eaglecrest 47, Smoky Hill 0. There's the kick. It's high and it's carrying deep. And you may have overheard that kind of a telling remark from a spectator here that our shotgun mic picked up. And the fan said something to the effect that he won't let up, referring to the Eaglecrest coach Ron Peterson. As the Raptors have been able to just dominate the game here. And this score is getting a little ugly now, 47-0 Eaglecrest. Single back set behind Wes Smock. He gives to that back. It's Kenton Pratt. He is stacked up on a nice tackle there by Jeremy Samuelson. Look at the rest of the top 10 in 5A football. Kennedy is currently number 6 behind Montbello. Pomona is 7th. Horizon is 8th. Mullen is hanging in there at 9th at 4-2. And the North Glen Norsemen, even though they're 3-3, are 10th. Smock looks to pass far side, intended for Andrew Pfeiffer. Milo Haynes on the coverage. North Glen, while they are only 3-3, have played some very tough games. They forced Boulder, arguably the best team in the state, into a triple overtime game. And that was no cakewalk for the Boulder Panthers. We were there for that game, and the Panthers were lucky to escape unscathed. The Norsemen have a terrific team. The Aldrich brothers in the kicking and passing department are terrific, and you can see why they went deep into the playoffs last year. I formation. Smock looks to pass under heavy pressure. He is surrounded by Raptors and dragged down, sacked back there by Greg Cutlip, coming in from his linebacker spot. Smoky Hill just is not able to get anything at all generated on offense tonight. It is 4th down, and Ryan Spear is on to kick again. He is standing at about his 4-yard line. Still a wind blowing. You can see that tarp or sheet blowing in the wind on the far side above the archery targets. There's the snap, the kick. It's wobbly. It hits at the 40, and it's just downed there by Trey Miller. And Eaglecrest will take over there. We have a penalty on the play. It's illegal procedure against Smoky Hill. It's declined. They'll take the ball. It's 1st down. Despite the advice from one of the armchair quarterbacks below us, Coach Peterson does the wise thing and declines the penalty. Stadium quarterback, I guess you might say. In any event, Eaglecrest has turned this into a real snoozer. We've got some substitutions in there now. The quarterback is Trey Johnson for the Raptors. We'll try to set all the substitutions. That is Scott Basgall. He's also played some quarterback this year. And so we have a slew of substitutions. Trey Johnson is new quarterback. Scott Basgall is in at a running back, and we'll try to check the others as we pick them up. There's Johnson with the give near side and being snowed under by Chad Kelly and Kevin Runyon. On the end around was Neil Daly. And he's pushed back all the way to the 47-yard line.
Kevin Runyon makes a stop.
It's going to be third down, Eaglecrest, as Coach Ron Peterson has now called off the starters and started substituting liberally here, leading 47-0. Johnson drops back, throws over the middle. It's tipped and incomplete. The intended receiver was Chris Garapay.
Johnson's pass intended for Chris.
That's going to bring up fourth down.
Incomplete.
And Smokey Hill may finally see an Eaglecrest punt
For Eaglecrest.
for, I believe, the first time this evening. I may have to check my downs. I believe this is only third down then. Power I formation. And Johnson fakes again, looks long, escapes the tackler, runs it up the middle, tucks it under to the 40. He's hit by John Davis. He's back to the original line of scrimmage, but that was fourth down. And Smokey Hill will take over. So Smokey Hill trying to avert a shutout at this point. Trailing 47-0. Single back set behind Smock, gives to Pratt. He's across midfield. He's into Eaglecrest territory at the 47-yard line, where he's taken down by Andy Berard. The leading passer this week in the state in 5A ball is Hy Lewis of Mullen. Davis of Bear Creek is ranked second. Boggart of Fort Collins is third, and Josh Skinner of Overland is fourth, with Matt Newton of Cherry Creek at fifth.
That's the end of the third quarter.
And that is the end of the third quarter. The teams will trade sides here, and we'll be ready for fourth quarter action right after this on Amateur Sports Video. Smokey Hill has to operate. Andrew Pfeiffer's got good yardage, the 35, the 30, the 25, the 20, the 10, the 5, outrunning defenders, and into the end zone is Andrew Pfeiffer for a touchdown. Smokey Hill on the first play from scrimmage in the fourth quarter. Andrew Pfeiffer bolts unofficially 48 yards on the carry. And that's the kind of athleticism Andrew Pfeiffer has shown in spurts over the year. Unfortunately, it has been the inconsistency of the effort that has held him back from a real productive year. But nonetheless, Smokey Hill is on the board. Ryan Spear comes on for the extra point. And the snap is bobbled. Spear has got to get away from a whole gang of people, and he won't do it. He's dragged down at the 20. So the extra point is no good, and it is now 47-6, Eaglecrest over Smokey Hill.
After Drew Pfeiffer's 48-yard touchdown run for Eaglecrest 47, Smokey Hill 6.
This is Life Gibson set to kick, and this should be high and deep. It's high enough, all right. And it's down at the 3, to the 10, the 15, the 20. Szymanski breaks it outside, but he's dragged down. I think we may have a flag over here on the near side. We'll check it out. Eaglecrest is going to take over, leading 47-6 after the 48-yard touchdown run by Andrew Pfeiffer. First and 10, Eaglecrest behind Trey Johnson at quarterback. Johnson gives near side Neil Daly. He escapes one tackle, then he's dragged down. That will bring up second and about 11.
Carries the ball.
Jeff
for the
Smits
Raptors.
comes in at a wideout for Eaglecrest.
Kevin Rudge made the tackle for the Buffaloes. Second down and 12 for the Raptors.
He comes near side. Marcus Spivey is in there now at one running back. I'll check that. There's Daly again on the crossbuck. Actually, Eaglecrest was lining up number 84, who does not appear on their roster, the roster I have at least. Chris Garapay is also in for the Raptors. The penalty is against Eaglecrest. It is declined. That is going to bring up third down for the Raptors. The referee picks up his flag. Checking in is Chris Wells. Neil Daly comes in a slot. Mike Whitaker is in there. He gets the pitch far side. He tries to work the left end, and he's taken down at the 22 after a very short gain.
32, Mike Whitaker.
And that is going to bring up fourth down
Chad Kelly.
for Eaglecrest, and they will have to kick. We'll see who comes on to do the punting duties. And we're going to have a timeout as there's some confusion on the Eaglecrest side of the ball, with Eaglecrest leading 47-6. Eaglecrest sets to kick the ball away. The snap is very high. It's bouncing around over Rogers' head. Now it's picked up by an Eaglecrest Raptor, but Smokey Hill is going to get the ball at about the 9-yard line. The snap was very high, and with the prevailing wind here, Rogers couldn't come up with it. And Smokey Hill catches a break, as that will go as a fumble, the first of the evening for Eaglecrest,
Smokey Hill takes over on the 9-yard line. First and goal.
who really have been picture perfect this evening. That is the first turnover of the game, and it is inconsequential with respect to anything other than the final score. Smock is back in, hands to Kenton Pratt, drives ahead through the middle, good yardage. He's very close to the goal line, is Kenton Pratt. He's down about to the 1. Second down and about 1 for Smokey Hill.
Second down and goal at the 1.
Second and goal, actually. Smock goes under center. He goes straight ahead, drives forward. He's stacked up, and it is a touchdown, Smokey Hill, on the 1-yard keeper by Wes Smock.
Smokey Hill touchdown. West Smock on the carry.
47-12 now, Eaglecrest. Fourth quarter action here at Stutler Bowl on Amateur Sports Video. Waiting for the point after attempt. I think we're going to get a 2-point conversion try. Smock goes under center, and he turns, he throws, and it is complete. And the conversion attempt is good
West Smock pass is complete to 21
to David Briggs.
for the 2-point conversion.
So the 2-point conversion is successful, and it is now 47-14 Eaglecrest. Life Gibson, that's Ryan Spear actually setting the ball on the tee. This will be an onside kick. The ball is sitting flat, bounces a couple times, pops up, didn't go 10 yards. It was moved up and taken by an Eaglecrest player on a nice play. Try to see who that was. That was Chris Wells
Onside kick.
on the coverage on the onside kick.
Chris Wells.
And Eaglecrest will take the ball at the Smokey Hill 49-yard line, leading 47-14. Trey Johnson in at quarterback. And he gives left side to Scott Basgall, who's forward for about 3 yards.
14, Scott Basgall on the carry.
So Basgall gains about 2.
46, James Wagner.
Second and about 8. Jeff Smits comes on at a wideout.
Gain of 2 on the play. Second down and 8 for the Raptors.
Power I formation. Johnson gives to the up back. He's got a hole. He's at the 40 and to the 37-yard line.
32,
Goes Mike Whitaker. Pretty good running there by Whitaker. He's a senior, 6'1", 180 pounds.
Eaglecrest first down.
It's a first down Eaglecrest from the Smoky Hill 37. Play comes in from the sideline. That's Chris Wells. He splits out wide left. Neil Daly goes into slot. Whitaker and Basgall behind Johnson. Johnson gives to Basgall. He tries left tackle. He's got some yardage to the 34-yard line. Chad Kelly and John Davis on the stop. There is a penalty marker on the play, and it's going to go against Eaglecrest.
Illegal procedure called against the Raptors.
And we'll see what Smoky Hill wants to do here. There's the ball dropped on the ground. Bounces right back up at the 43-yard line to Johnson.
Recovers the fumble.
This is an unusual team, Eaglecrest. They have 2 guys who play quarterback, and they're both named Trey. Trey Miller and Trey Johnson. What are the chances of that? Power I formation behind Trey Johnson. 3 ball fakes. He puts it on his hip. He rolls it left. He's in big trouble. And now he's buried on the far side by a herd of buffaloes. Chad Kelly and Kevin Runyon and James Wagley and company. And that was third down, and this will bring up 4th and long as the second unit Eaglecrest offense is going backward here.
Lost 2 on the play. Ball's marked down to 45, 3rd and 18.
Actually 3rd and 18 now for the Raptors. Pretty good attendance here tonight. A windy evening, but it's fairly warm and no rain. Power I formation on 3rd and 18. There's the 3 fakes again. Johnson drops to pass under some pressure. Throws it out long near side. It's tipped. It's incomplete. The intended receiver was Neil Daly. He was covered over here by John Davis. That would usually be Eric Stellman territory for the Buffaloes. Eric Stellman is out for the year with a broken collarbone, and Brian Mishker has been banged up too. Eaglecrest ready to punt. It's a low driving kick. It's a terrible punt, but it may be good in terms of results. Still bounding around down there close to the goal line, and it's down at the 1-yard line, very close to the 1. That was a kick that only made it about 5 yards off the ground. And now a quick hitter into the middle for a short gain for the Buffaloes. We're back on offense after that
Stopped by the Raptor
line drive kick that was only about 6 feet off the ground, but it aesthetically ugly, but the result was fine for the Raptors as it pins Smoky Hill deep. (47-14) Eaglecrest. Got some confusion on defense. Number 20 is wandering around out there. Landon Quintana looking like he doesn't know where to go or if he even belongs there. There you see it, the scoreboard here at Stutler Bowl. 4.5 minutes remaining in the game. And it's hard to see from this angle who had the ball. I think it's Andrew Pfeiffer.
Ben Jordan, number 99, made the stop.
And he is stacked up after a very short gain.
Brings up a Buffalo.
And it is 4th down and a kicking situation for Smoky Hill. Ryan Spear is on in deep punt formation, standing virtually at the end line. Let's see what Ryan can do with this heavy wind. It's a high snap, and we have whistles and a stoppage of play.
Penalty marker down. Offside indicated against
Well, the call is offside against Eaglecrest. Smoky Hill is making the decision. They will take it. It moves Ryan Spear out a little farther. He waits for the snap. It's a good one this time. Now he bobbles it. He's still messing around with it. Now he decides to try to kick it, and we've got a whistle, and they're going to give the ball to Eaglecrest at about the 2-yard line. That was a very bizarre play. It looked for a moment like Ryan was going to be able to get the punt off, but ultimately they ruled that he was down. And Eaglecrest with another opportunity to score here.
For the Raptors.
Trey Johnson under center with Basgill and Whitaker. Johnson keeps it, comes near side, and he's dragged down immediately by Josh Weiss. Nice play by Josh. About a 5-yard loss on the play.
By Josh Weiss of Smoky Hill, number 5.
Second and goal, Eaglecrest, after the botched punt attempt by Smoky Hill, gave the Raptors the ball on the Smoky Hill 2-yard line. I formation. Johnson under center. He wants to keep again, and he slices forward over right tackle. That is a very strange play. It's almost as though he gives 2 ball fakes just to execute an option.
Make the Buffalo tackle.
And ultimately, he keeps the ball and rolls down the line for about 4 yards. So it will be third and goal here, Eaglecrest. Whitaker has got the ball. He's across left tackle. He's got plenty of running room. And he's in for a touchdown. Eaglecrest is Mike Whitaker from the 4-yard line. So Eaglecrest running it up here. Not really by default more than anything. I mean, when you take over on the 2-yard line, it's kind of hard to tell your substitutes not to try to score. Everybody wants a piece of the pie. Here's the extra point attempt. The kick is left. It is wide left. It is no good. And that will give Eaglecrest 53 points on the evening. They now lead 53-14 with 2:26 remaining. We got a new kicker on here for Eaglecrest. That's Jacob Bronner. We have not seen him kick this year. 25, R.J. Cordova, the 30, the 35, and an excellent effort by R.J. Cordova. And we have a flag down on the far side as we got a little extracurricular activity.
Number 20.
Once again, I've yet to see R.J. Cordova lose yardage when he puts his hands on the ball this year, but he just doesn't get the ball enough. So Smoky Hill will take over, trailing 53-14 with about 2 minutes remaining in the game. Here's the call now on the flag. We have a personal foul against Eaglecrest,
Against the Raptors.
which is a different thing from unsportsmanlike conduct. Unsportsmanlike conduct is more of a verbal offense. A personal foul like that is usually a late hit out of bounds. Single back set. Wes Smock turns. He throws. It's complete to David Briggs, his favorite target tonight, at the 35-yard line. Briggs gets up and says, "So there."
Trey Miller on the coverage for the Raptors.
I'm sure there's a little bit of talking going on out there at this point. When you're getting drilled 53-14, you may be getting beat, but you don't have to like it. Cable Daunt goes far side, the Australian exchange student. Maybe he can pull some Australian rules out there. Oh boy, what a hit. Andrew Pfeiffer was drilled over right tackle. I'd like to see who got the hit, but there's a crowd in there. It was kind of tough to see.
Eaglecrest.
No
tackle
gain.
by 44, Jeremy Samuelson.
It was Jeremy Samuelson on the tackle. 2nd and 9, Smokey Hill. Single back set behind Wes Smock. He wants to throw. He lofts it deep into the end zone, actually to the 5-yard line, to Scott Green, and it's incomplete. Poor old Scott Green. He's played every game, and I have yet to see him catch a pass for the Smoky Hill Buffaloes. Usually the ball isn't even in the same area code as old Scott. But he's out there nonetheless every game, and you got to give him credit for that. Third and 9, Smokey Hill. Smock turns, he throws, it's complete to David Briggs. He bobbles it, he holds on, and he's tackled at the 21-yard line.
Tackle by Courtney McHugh, number 22.
So here we go, the clock winding down. 1st and 10, Smokey Hill. Smock looks, he throws, it's complete. And, oh, who is it out there? I hope it's Scott Green. I hope he got the ball. It is. Looky there, Scott Green caught a pass, I think for the first time all year. Well, good for him. And timeout, Smokey Hill. The Raptors leading 53-14. And an incomplete pass over the middle. It was intended for Andrew Pfeiffer. It will be 3rd down and about 4 to go. Smokey Hill trying to punch in another consolation score here. Late in the game. Time running out. Smock drops, and he's going to be rushed. He's going to be grabbed. He's going to be sacked. And in on the play was number 55, Matt Todd, junior linebacker for the Raptors. And that will bring up 4th down, Smokey Hill. We've got another Smokey timeout. We're ready to go. Smokey Hill with one last gasp try to score. Smock drops the pass. It's got to be quick. It is. He throws to David Briggs, and he's got his hands up in the air like, look what they're doing to me over here. Bo Rogers was on the coverage. We're going to get the call. It is going to be defensive holding against the Raptors. I think that's going to be an automatic 1st down. .32 clicks remain on the clock. For Wes Smock and the Smokey Hill Buffaloes trailing 53-14. Wes drops, big rush, he's hit, and it is knocked away from Cable Donk, who was running a post pattern in the end zone, but it was knocked away in there. Pretty good coverage by
Brings up a 2nd down for the Buffs after the incomplete pass.
the TPTBNL was on the coverage. That's the player to be named later when we get a correct roster. There's a couple guys playing here for Eaglecrest tonight that aren't on the roster. We got holding again on Eaglecrest. So this is extending the inevitable, these penalties. Eaglecrest had this one salted away at halftime. Seen a lot of scoring. 2 touchdown runs by Damian Brown. 2 touchdown passes from Rob Paterick to Terrell Cameron, one of 15 yards, one of 16 yards. 2 one-yard runs for touchdowns by Rob Pinterick. Pretty much sums up the scoring for the Raptors. Smoky Hill score came on a 48-yard touchdown run by Andrew Pfeiffer and a 1-yard touchdown sneak by Wes Smock. Smock drops the pass. He looks. He connects. Touchdown, Andrew Pfeiffer. Across the middle. That makes the score 53-20. Eaglecrest leading Smoky Hill. See whether Smoky Hill opts to add on the 2-point conversion or just kick the extra point. He'll go for 2. Single back set behind Smock. Smock looks to throw. Nobody's open. He's sacked. And there's a fumble, and Eaglecrest has it. The conversion attempt is failed, and we've got just about time enough to kick the ball off, and that will be about it.
Eaglecrest 53, Smokey Hill 20.
There is the kick, and it is taken at the 20, the 25, the 30. It's Andy Berard. He's got the 35, and he's dragged down at the 38-yard line over here by Dave Briggs and Josh Weiss. The story here tonight was too many Smokey Hill mistakes and too much Eaglecrest success on offense, as the Raptors ran up a lot of yardage on the ground. Unofficially, we have Damian Brown for about 122 yards, and that is going to be the end of the game. Eaglecrest emerging victorious for the first time in Centennial League play in 1994, defeating Smokey Hill 53-20. For Dave Reimer, our videographer, I'm Dallas Davidson. The executive producer for Amateur Sports Video is Eric Robinson. Good night from Stutler Bowl in southeast Denver. Eaglecrest wins 53-20.
So the Raptors will take over. First down and 10 at their own 2-yard line. Hedrick will quick pitch it out to Damian Brown. Brown's got a lead blocker in Sovereign. Across the 20, 30. He's going to break it up to the 50, 40. Damian Brown's going to go all the way. 98 yards from scrimmage goes Damian Brown for the touchdown. And Bryce Hedrick, the first guy down there to pick him up. And unbelievable. Damian Brown, 98 yards from the line of scrimmage.
And we're ready to throw it up. Dave Tannen with Eric Robinson on camera for Amateur Sports Video. Smokey Hill in the home whites, Cherry Creek in the traveling red, and Creek controls the tip. Underneath quickly, easy, quick 2 points, goes to Brock Roulier for the layup, right-handed. Backwards. Nate Horton, the sophomore, starting for Smokey Hill, brings it up. Henry into the corner for Wood, leading scorer, works his way through and ties it. 2 points, 2-all. Smokey Hill will press ineffectively.
I'm Todd Casper, and I attend Smokey Hill High School in Aurora, Colorado. I will be a senior there for the 1994 and 95 school year. Smokey Hill is a recognized school of excellence by the United States Department of Education. At Smokey Hill, I have maintained a perfect 4.0 GPA in advanced placement, college preparatory, and pre-international baccalaureate curriculum. My ultimate career ambition is to become a Major League Baseball player. However, I realize that this is not always possible. So I realize I must have something to fall back on, like college. In a college, I am looking for the best possible baseball program for the best possible academic program. My main interests in academics are medicine, more specifically ophthalmology.
Hey! Eyes up on me! Come on, eyes up on me, plant hard. Eyes up on me! Eyes on me, Robert. Your eyes on me. Come on, eyes up, sprint! Come on, eyes up. Eyes up, Jack. Eyes up, Weimer. Come on, baby! How we play.
Henry now under center. Runs play action, rolling out, got a receiver down there, wide open, Sam Talene hauls it in at the 35. Wide open was Sam Talene, and Talene pulls it in at the Buffalo 35-yard line and gets another yard as he fell forward to the 34. But he was wide open. Great protection. That offensive line of the Buffaloes rolled out with Henry when he went that way. And Talene wide open downfield, and a big gainer for the Buffs as they're into Fairview territory at the 34-yard line now. High backfield behind Henry again. Mallory with the call. Mallory breaks it out to the 30, down to the 25.